my muses, how you doing this evening? My name is Crystal, for those of you that don't know me. And for those of you that do, thank you so much for joining me for another video. So today, I was thinking about self-care, and it's been on my mind for a little bit. I'd like to try at least once a month to do a Limpia Egg Cleanse. And it is said that this is to do a deeper level of cleansing for you to help remove deep-rooted negativity, attachments, say negative energy that people sent to you, such as, curses and hexes and things like that. Although I firmly believe that you cannot play in that energy unless you believe that you are cursed and you allow the energy to come to you rather than repelling it and, taking the actions to keep yourself protected and cleansed and have a spiritual practice. So, yeah, this will give you a lot of insight into what's going on in your life right now and what's going on inside of your body, and it's going to remove things from you. You'll be able to see if people are keeping an eye on you, if the evil eye is on you, if there's fortune coming, assistance from your spirit guides and angels and ancestors. So why don't you gather the supplies and do this with me? Now I'll go ahead and tell you and show you what it is that you need. You will need a glass, one that is designated only for doing these egg cleanses. You cannot drink out of this again. You cannot use it for anything else, only this egg cleansing. Of course, you're going to need your egg, a plate for stability because we're going to be moving our cup around. You will also need, I like to use tea light candles because after you're done with the cleansing, you're going to throw this away. Your lighter, of course, and then your smudging materials, and warm water, a towel to wipe your hands off, and a nearby garbage so that way you can go ahead and throw away your eggshell. Now I have a list of what everything means over here, so after I do this, and you're going to see as I do the process, and you can go ahead and do it along with me, I'll read through the different things and what different things could mean. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cleanse this. I like to cleanse inside of the cup first. And for that, I'm going to use my Palo Santo, but you can use whatever it is that you'd like to do for smudging. But for me, I prefer to use the Palo Santo for at least this portion. Oh, it is of note that you should take any crystal jewelry off. So that way the negativity doesn't get absorbed into it. And of course, afterward, you can still smudge your jewelry, just in case. Alright. So we'll go ahead and cleanse that really good. Cleanse around it. And now we're going to go ahead and fill it up with warm water. Now I would have had that ready, but I didn't want it to get too cold as I was doing this video. So I'm just going to walk over and get that out of the sink really quick. We want it warm. We don't want it really hot. Alright, see, and you want it filled up about, that much. You want to leave about that much room up at the top there. Alright, so now we have our cleansed cup. We have our water. Now is when we're going to go ahead and light our tea light candle. A white one, preferably. And you're going to take your egg and run it over the flame a few times. So that way you can cleanse any negative energy off of that. You don't have to spend too much time doing it, just make sure that you do. Alright, now this is where a lot of people feel pretty strange, but that's okay. You can either do it directly on your body, that's what I like to do, or you can do it in your aura. It's up to you. Now, on the chakras, you want to go ahead and go counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, however you like to say it, and set your intention. You can say it out loud or internally as you're doing each chakra, and mine's going to be, I'm removing all negativity and blockages from my crown chakra. Removing all negativity and blockages from my third eye chakra. Removing all negativity and blockages from my throat chakra. Removing all negativity and blockages from my heart chakra. Removing all negativity and blockages from my solar plexus chakra. And removing all negativity and blockages from my sacral chakra. Removing all negativity and blockages from my root chakra. Now you want to go from the top to the bottom, never from the bottom to the top. And then you're going to just go all around. Like I said, you can do this in your aura if you want, but I like to personally, do it on the skin. Okay. Get everywhere around. If you're doing it in your aura, go ahead and do it out here, but try to get as much as you can. You don't have to be terrified if you don't get every little spot. Just, keep the intention of removing it, moving the egg in different positions to remove it all. Make sure you don't have slippery hands, of course. If you're doing it on the skin, make sure you get all the way down to the fingertips. In the armpits, you hold a lot of energy in the armpits. Your palm chakras. Other side. Yeah, I know it does weird some people out, but it feels very calming and nice to me. I love doing this process so much. Try to get your back as good as you can. Over your hips. Everywhere. I'm just getting my legs now. Your feet are important to get too, so don't forget your feet. The top of your feet and the bottom of your feet. I think this really helps with grounding after also. All negativity. All right, now that we've done that, I'm going to gently crack it and put it in the water. That didn't sound very gentle. All right, so it sank right down to the bottom, which is really good. That means that, there's no issues. If it breaks, that means you have to redo it again. If it stays whole and sinks right down to the bottom, it means that the cleansing took. And everything was positive. Now, you don't want to let this sit more than a half an hour. You can give it up to a half an hour to go ahead and see everything that happens in it. Now I'm going to go ahead and sit down here, and I'm going to show you what mine looks like. And tell you everything that's on my list here. I'm sorry. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. Okay. So currently, from what I'm seeing, I'm going to go ahead and gently turn this cup so you can hopefully see it. See those big strings coming up there? There's big strings. The strings means negativity that was pulled out of particular parts of your body. I don't know what part of the body, but it was pulled out from a certain part. And it has little bubbles on the end, which is a positive omen. I see, if you see little bubbles at the top, I see one big bubble at the top, but it's at the edge. That should be spirit guide that helped assist in it. And you know, you can call in your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels, your higher self. You can call in anyone that you want to help assist with this. So I'll just go ahead and read off of this sheet so that way as you are looking at yours, you can kind of go ahead and figure out what's going on in it. Because people that post pictures, it's a lot more difficult for me to see exactly what's going on. It's easier if I'm in person. All right, so like I told you, if the egg sinks to the bottom, then there is really no need to redo it. It's a good sign that the cleansing took, which is exactly what happened with mine. You know, it sank right to the bottom. Everything was good, perfect. And if the yolk breaks, you have a lack of focus or you need to move on from a situation in your life. And in that case, I would go ahead and I would do the cleansing again. If you see webbing and white rays, it means a strong removal of something that may have been impeding you. You may feel trapped or controlled by a person, corporation, or force. Now, I wouldn't say that I see too much in the way of webbing in mine, but if you do see webbing in yours around the bottom, then that's what that means, that you are feeling controlled or impeded in something. Now, if you see blood and clouding, that means that there's a heavy cleansing of negative energy that might have been curses or witchcraft on you, and destruction can be removed. Now, this isn't meant to be scary at all. And these are just descriptions that I got from other people on what these things mean. So if intuitively you see something like that in there and you feel like it just doesn't fit the bill, go with what you intuitively feel. I will always encourage you to go to your intuition first. Ask your higher self, ask your guides, ask your angels, ask God, ask whoever it is that you follow and look for their advice. If it's completely red, then that means that someone wished death upon you and there is death and danger removed. I have never seen any blood spots or a completely red yolk or anything like that. If I did, I would be pretty scared because that's not normal. So if you see that, know that this is what this person said that it means. And I would say go ahead and do it again. Like it was successfully took it out, but it wouldn't hurt to do another one. A red spot means lack of motivation or danger removed. One red spot, red yolk, means bad luck, depression, negative energy. Hold on, let me turn the page here. Or negative influences, or even a negative entity that is trying to attach itself to you. So that's if you're seeing a red yolk with red spots around it as well. So I think that's really very extreme, but it's a possibility. Red veins means illness caused by stress. They are lines that go straight. Illness by addiction are usually more circular veins or tubes. Attack by a cult can also be red veins. If the water is cloudy, it means unseen forces, enemies, witchcraft, fatigue, loss of energy, and soul loss. And I did say witchcraft, not witchcrap. I know it probably sounded like I said witchcraft, but I didn't. If there are white clouds around the yolk, that means you're protected by spirit guides. So not the webbing, it looks more like clouds. Which, you know, I'm trying to get a good look at mine over here at the same exact time. I know that I have a lot of protection around me, so I don't necessarily have to look for it. Oh, am I seeing a bubble down there? Hold on. I haven't even fully looked at this for myself yet. Looks like it's kind of puffed up there. Just trying to see it from a different angle. Okay. If you see gray clouds and red yolk, it means deep anger and anger issues removed. Maybe have somebody that has severe anger issues do this and see kind of how it turns out. If they're even willing to do it. They might just throw the egg against the wall. Who knows? Could be a type of therapy for them. A messy one at that. If there's stormy clouds, it means lost in life and lost in feelings. Now, this is a strange part, but you would smell it. Mine doesn't have a smell, which is a really good sign. If yours has no smell, that is a really good sign. But if it smells bad, or, you know, it smells like sulfur, it means it could be lower entities or illness removed, witchcraft, bad luck, negative spirits sent by an enemy. And of course, that does suggest, you know, doing another cleanse. And you might need a healer at this point, especially if it smells highly of sulfur. You're going to want somebody that can further remove both the entity off of you and out of your home. If you have balloons, it means that you might have trapped feelings. Now, when I say balloons, I don't just mean little bubbles floating in there. They're going to be big. It's going to be attached, and it's going to be big like a balloon, or it's going to be like kind of hovering over the entire yolk. Like it will be really big, and it will be noticeable. The first cleanse I ever did, I saw one of those balloons, and at the time, I didn't know the meanings for all the different things that there could be in there. And I was kind of freaked out. Oh my God, what is this big balloon looking thing? And it means trapped emotions. I also helped decipher one for somebody else, and it was very big over the yolk, and, you know, it couldn't be missed. And it also meant, you know, a lot of emotions being trapped for them as well. If you see crosses, X's, or cages, it could be witchcraft or bad decisions that have trapped you. And you might even feel trapped by a certain person or situation. So look for those crosses, X's, and cages. You'll see them usually like in, you know, these strings that are coming up. There'll be like a whole bunch of them. And then as you turn it round and round, you'll be able to get a better look of it. And you'll see what looks like a cage, almost like a jail cell or something like that. You know, it's going across both ways though, not just up, but both ways. It'll be very noticeable for you, for at least the cage portion of it. And that means, you know, bad decisions that have trapped you, and you might feel trapped by a certain person or situation. Faces that can be masculine, that look more elongated and phallic, or feminine, which are thicker faces, show that you're being influenced by. Who you're being influenced by. So you would go ahead and you would see that. You would look down into the webbing down here. And as you look all around it, if it looks like a face, see if it's either longer in shape, which would mean it's a man, or, you know, the shorter, like I had said, that's a woman. And at that time, you might already have a pretty good idea of who this person could be. If not, maybe you might want to look into who it is that's following you, say, on social media, or, you know, who it is that you spend your time with, or who's around you quite a bit, and who might not have the greatest of feelings or intentions towards you. And those are the type of people to kind of cut out. Numbers and letters can signify special months or dates, so you could look for those. It could be, say, things from the past, where it's a memory that needs to be brought up and processed, either for good reasons or shadow work, or dates that will be coming up, or people that you could meet, since it could be initials as well. Eyes or focus. It could also be the evil eye, or you're being watched or looked over as well. Like I said, I only see the one over here on the edge. The last one I did, it had 4 4 big bubbles and I think 1 or 2 small bubbles in the middle. So I had a lot of eyes on me. I didn't necessarily think that it was an evil eye. I didn't feel anything like that. It's just more like I was putting myself out there more, bringing more attention in my direction, you know, trying to get people to know me and stuff. So I think that was more of, well, you have people's attention, they're watching, they're seeing what you're doing, you're being looked after type of deal. So don't always think that it's something negative, because it isn't always something that's negative. Air bubbles on the rim signify that guardian angels and guides have aided in the removal of the negative energy. Well, I got a nice big one sitting right over here. So that means for sure that I had some aid in this. Air bubbles on the bottom of the glass indicate ancestral guardians assisting in removing the negative energy. So this is when you would get down and, oh yeah, I see a ton down here, to be honest. So my ancestors really came in and helped me out with the removal of this energy, which it doesn't look like I really had a lot of bad energy. You know, I try to keep a positive mindset and keep my spiritual practices up and keep myself cleansed and everything. So I didn't expect anything bad, but I really feel that it's important to do self-care, not just in meditation and baths and, you know, any other ways that you like to, but also in these type of cleanses. I lost my spot. Okay. So yeah, I had a lot of guardians helping me, a lot of ancestors, and that's beautiful. If fallen egg in clear water, there's no unnatural or unseen forces. Well, as I don't know if you did see, you probably didn't see it go down, but yeah, when it went down unhindered. It has stayed clear. This isn't cloudy water. So I don't have any obstacles or unnatural or unseen forces hindering me. Yay! If there's 2 yolks, it indicates fertility, pregnancy, twins, fertile times, and life. So it doesn't always have to mean pregnancy, you know, like I said, creativity as well. You know, this could be a project. But if you do see 2 down there, you know, maybe keep an eye out. If you don't want to get pregnant, maybe take more precautions to prevent that. Or if you are suspecting that you're pregnant and you see that, but you don't know for sure, you know, maybe take a test and keep an eye out, because that could be an extra sign, interestingly enough. Strings mean that energy has been pulled from a certain part of your body. We already went over that. Mine are thick. She's real thick. Crazy thick. Pearl on string, which I have 3 of. That's all I have. I have 3 strings. They're all thick and they all have nice big pearls on it. Oh, that one has, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that really big one has 4 of it on it, and the other one has 1. That means good omens and spirit guide protection. Yeah, I already knew. I get told by them all the time that I'm protected. So that's just another confirmation of the truth of that. Anchors mean hope and love. So you'll see it. It literally looks like an anchor that's coming up from these strings here. You'll see it coming off. So know that that is, you know, a sign of hope and love. Arches mean discord and conflict in relationships. Loved ones, it could be loved ones, co-workers, or friends. So yeah, that would be like the strings again, only it's going to arch over from one side to the other. You'll clearly be able to see it. If you see U-shaped boats, it means travel and promotion. If there are planes, you'll literally like planes. It means travel. Oh, okay, yeah. The U-shaped boats mean travel and promotion, and planes also mean travel and promotion. So if you see either of those, they mean the exact same thing. If you see 4 pointed stars, it means conflict. And if you see 5 pointed stars, it means good relations. If you see snakes in the water, it means intimacy. Now, there are 2 different kinds of snakes that you could possibly see in the water. One is the good snake is a full snake. It's completely unbroken. And the bad snake is a broken one. So you'll see the shape of a snake, but there's going to be a break in it somewhere. If you see clovers, of course, that means prosperity. I don't see any clovers in there, but that's okay. When you're done with the reading, cross it over the person and then bury it. You cross it over yourself and then you would bury it. But you see, I live in an apartment complex, so I can't just go outside digging holes. I'm sure management would have a fit and I would be that supreme weirdo. So what I do instead is I like to flush it down the toilet when I'm completely done with it. Which at this point, I've seen it. I've read my entire thing. It looks very positive. So then I would go ahead and, cross it over me. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say thank you to my ancestors, my spirit guides, my higher self, anyone else that you might have called in. Go ahead and give them thanks for it. And you're going to go ahead and get rid of it. Blow out your... Well, no, don't blow out your white candle yet. We're going to save that portion. But, of course, you'll flush that, rinse it out, dry it with a paper towel that you can throw away, and then you're going to cleanse it again. Because you're going to notice if you are highly attuned to energy, you can feel shifts in energy and whether things feel negative or positive. You're going to feel a lot, even if with a positive one like this. I'm going to feel negativity coming off of it. I'm going to feel very strong energy because it did remove some stuff from me in the process. So that's where that extra cleansing of the cup comes in. And yes, I know we cleanse it in the beginning and at the end because I like to be very thorough about it. And you should too, just as a suggestion. Now just know this is just one way that you can do an egg cleanse. You can go ahead and get creative with it, or you can look up other people that do it as well. Maybe add some more tips to it, or find somebody that has more experience and see what they have to say about it. But after I've already flushed it, washed it, dried it, and cleansed it, I'm going to put it away in my drawer. So I know that no one else is going to drink out of it. I'm not tempted to drink out of it. And I know that it's stashed away just for these cleansing purposes. And then I would come out and I would, at this point, if you still have the palo, you can use the palo. But I like to use something stronger. I like to use my sage and just, go over my entire body. Any crystals or anything that I've been using in the process, any jewelry and stuff like that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cleanse that as well. Blow out the candle, and then I throw the candle away once it's cool enough. We don't want to start fires over here now, do we? That would be one of the worst omens, I would have to say. So please don't catch your house on fire trying to get rid of this candle really quickly. So that is really all there is to this. You feel so much better and lighter after. And I also like to take a shower after. Water is highly cleansing, especially if you say you don't have this cleansing type of materials here, the smudging type of materials. Taking a shower afterward with the intention of cleansing the negativity and any residuals off of you can be very strong and powerful. And imagine yourself in very bright white or golden light going down your body and see it just washing away any negativity. Go ahead and give it a color and it's swirling down the drain. Or you can take, say, a pink Himalayan bath salt or just an Epsom salt bath. Something along those lines. Whatever feels best to you. Don't ever be afraid or hesitant to ask your higher self or your guides, are there any other steps that I need to take right now? And then just be quiet and listen and see. I'm not sure if I went over this, but if you end up dropping the egg, you continually are dropping the egg, you want to cleanse your house too, because it means you have a spirit, a playful spirit around. And, You just want to kind of cleanse that negative. It's not always negative. You just want to go ahead and cleanse that energy out. So that way you can successfully do this cleanse here. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to vibe with me and maybe get a little weird. And I would love to see the pictures of your cleanses that you do. And from this list, what you have deciphered that has come through in your reading. And any practices that maybe you took after or insight that you got. Thank you so much. And remember, where there's love, there's light. Where there's light, there's beauty. When there's beauty, there's you. Bye.